Hello, my name is Hiroshi Jimura. Since I came to the States, it's been about 15 years teaching Kendo. First, let me explain the rules of Kendo. Always initiate, then wait, then go. Now opponent feels the pressure, they're gonna step back, that's when you keep the momentum. The Kendo, in order to score a point, there are some requirements that you need to follow. So first one, there are specific targets. For example, men. Men means head. So head is one of the target. And also the wrist, which is we call kote, is another target. And the third target is the torso. We call it do. Okay. And last but not least, you can also thrust opponent's throat if you have a black belt. So that's the target. And the number two, you need to use a specific part of the shinai. So when you look at this shinai, the bamboo sword, the area you need to use is this part and its neighboring part. When you try to cut something with a sword, if you use it around this area like a tip or too deep towards your hilt, you will not be able to cut the targets well. So this is, in a sense, it's like a sweet spot of the katana, the sword. That's why you need to try to use this part to score a point. The next one is a blade. If you know, the Japanese katana has a blade only on one side, which is this one. So when you're using the shinai, the opposite side of this cord is a blade. If you hit a target using the side, for example, you will not be able to score a point. And the next one is a posture. So when you strike, you need to be able to strike with a certain strikes. Okay, the strike needs to be powerful enough so that you can cut the target. Now, if you have a bad posture, for example, like leaning forward like this way, you can kind of imagine that power will be compromised. So keep your back straight with whole body motion, engage with your strike. That's how you score a point in Kendo posture. And then next is we call kiai. Kiai is a vocalized spirits. That's how I translate. But important thing here is when you try to strike a target in Kendo, you have to be able to strike with a full intention. Meaning, if you score a target by chance, you try to strike men, but you ended up striking the kote for some reason, you cannot score a point. So then the question is, how can a judge see that? So when you strike a target, you need to scream the name of the target. Okay. So like for example here, that's a men. You need to say men exactly the same time when you strike, so the judge can see your full intention. Okay, you didn't try to do it by chance. You didn't try to hit some other targets. You had an intention to score men, and whether you succeed or not. That's how judge is gonna judge your strike. And the last thing is called zanshin. Zanshin is a continuous alertness. So the idea here is that when you strike and you think you scored a point, you shouldn't be the person who decide, okay, I did it, I make it. Okay, you need to be still able to see, in case of the match, the judge declaring that you score a point. Until then, you never release your guard. Stay focused, stay ready for next action if you have to. In the samurai age, when you are engaged in the duel and you think that you won, because you made a good cut, strike, and the opponent is down. But you cannot just relax immediately, right? You need to be still able to see and wait. The opponent is really down if the opponent has any more intention to strike back. So you need to show your readiness. Okay? So you cannot just, strike, I win and leave. That's not how this Kendo works. Okay. There are also some other factors when you try to score a point. The requirements are, as I mentioned, the factors are something like a strength of the strike, so you need to be able to produce a certain amount of power. It doesn't have to be too powerful, but you will see in the match that if the person is making enough strike with enough power or not. If the power is too weak, you may not be able to score a point. Also, the judges are looking at opportunity. When you see that there is a good opportunity, like your opponent's guard is down, the target is open, and were you able to strike at the right moment? Were you able to catch the opportunity? That's like a factor. Also, for example, distance. Like I said, you need to be able to use a certain part of the shinai. So if you're too far or too close, the chance is rare that you can score a point. So those are the important things to remember when you watch the Kendo match. Okay, I hope this information is going to help you, and thank you for watching.